LC with crystal edge technology screens. Imperial crystal edge technology screens. Our new gunmetal technology is going to be coming out soon. Also, too, with a new company under FLE-VT. Now, what are these demonstrations about? Well, I do a lot of demonstrations in fully lit environments. A lot of demonstrations. I mean, a lot of demonstrations. Okay, so I was on these different forum sites, and they're asking about demonstrations being done in the dark. And this is a fantastic place for that because, again, there's no windows in this place. Just a door, and then we got that blocked over so no light can get in, and we got everything in here turned off so it's nice and dark in here. The screen you're seeing, the big one behind the backup, is the large screen behind it. That's our black technology. That is a 4 feet by 8 feet wallpaper surface. It is using it's using the FLE Alpha CINEMAX, which actually reads an Infinity 1 contrast level, again, which is extremely important for your screen to be able to read this black level, because without it, the screen doesn't work. We're using a Sony VPL FH30. This projector is 4,000 lumens. It's 1920 by 1200. It's a WXGA projector. This projector is commercial. Now, in a dark environment, as I told you before, that gray and white screens have an extremely difficult time reading color. For some reason, people think that if you turn on your lights, you're not really going to see a difference, that you're going to pick up better color and better contrast. The fact that you even have to do that pretty much tells you right from the door that your screen is having problems. You should never have to resort to turning out your lights, because the only way you can basically better your color is to, or your contrast, is to be in a dark environment, which we're in right now. If you have to do that, you already have a screen that's an obsolete product. You should be able to operate this in a fully lit environment. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a little thing at the end of the day to show you how much of the color washes out, even more, if just a little bit of light makes contact with the screen. I got my second cell phone over here. It has a flashlight on it right now. If I just pass this over, now you can see already it's having a difficult time picking up the colors already. Next to our black technology, I'm going to show you how much more with just my cell phone, my light from my cell phone here. When I pass over the screen, you'll notice that, you see my cat Taco, there's Taco. When I pass over the screen, our color doesn't change. Does the color improve for the gray and white screen? No, it doesn't. It doesn't improve at all, period. It can't read at all, period. They're not ambient light rejection. They don't have that capability. If you have ambient light rejection technology, your screen should stay the same color without washing out or fading. That gives you the ability to be able to use your screen in fully lit environments. See that? Got our light right here. All right, let's show you. Now, usually when I watch these demonstrations, some people do try to do them in an ambient light controlled environment to give you the illusion that the screen actually works. What better way to do this in the dark? And hit it with a light to see if your screen can read or not. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm going to bring my phone down. Oh, cat's over there in the corner like, what the heck are you doing? What are you doing? Put the red up. Now, one of the things they do in these demonstrations, and you have to be careful for, when you're careful about, is the fact that those stick screens in ambient light controlled environments or dark environments, they try to enhance the colors. They try to fool you that this is how your screen's going to look all the time. Well, in the dark it will, but in a fully lit environment, your screen's going to wash out. So let's take our light and let's hit the screen with it. And as you can see, our color maintains the same with no problem whatsoever, and the gray and white screen wash out. I watch people do these demonstrations. I've seen them mostly on certified screens. Some great paints. I've seen them in. They'll show the demonstration. They'll be in a dark environment or well-lit environment. They'll have no comparison screen up there at all. And they'll go, and I've seen certified do it all the time too. And they'll have no comparison screen. So look, the screen can maintain its color and when light hits the screen. And they'll still have it in a poorly lit environment while doing it. No, you do not pick up at all, period. See how our red stays the same? No matter how many times I flash that light back and forth, it stays the same. You can't read. Can't even read when I take the light away. Green screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
It's kind of like exposing the tricks, how it's all done. I can show y'all so much stuff that's not even funny on how they get around to tricking you, to making you think you're seeing something when technically you're not. So The white screen even worse. White screen, a little bit of light hits it, washes it out completely. Gray screen doesn't even pick up proper gray. Purple screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
So grab purple. Let me get a commercial on it. Nope. So we're going to take it. Purple. Dark environment. I can't say stop flashing that flashlight in my face because it's behind my hand. There we go. We take the light and flash it over top of it. Means that the screen should be able to turn the same color as our screen. It should read actual purple. If it is not reading, because it doesn't have ambient light rejection, it will wash out. If it's going to wash out on a simple cell phone battery, imagine what that's going to happen when you turn your lights on in your environment. That's how much of your color washes out. Even in the dark, as you can see, when I got the phone away, it still doesn't pick up. Let me show you something even more crazier. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
So as you can see, it's not reading the contrast level at all, period. This is why I told you, if you have infinity contrast level, with your lights on, your screen is still going to read an infinity contrast level. It's not going to do that. So if we take your screen and we put it against our screen, which reads an infinity 1 contrast level, and we put a light in front of it, and your screen changes even more than when we had the lights away from it, it says at the end of the day, number one, you're not reading infinity 1 because you should be able to read it there in the dark environment. You should be able to read it. And number two, if any kind of light hits the environment, you don't have ambient light rejection technology. Nor can you read the infinity 1, nor can you read color. So how much of that is worth your time when it comes to your projector setup? Pull it away and seduce the light. See? Now let's show you something here. 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now black screens are supposed to have problems when light makes contact with the screen. That's why we do a lot of demonstrations in fully lit environments to show you that our screen won't go dark. So let me show you here. Take the light, hit our screen, see if it turns to dark. Now, this is nothing. We're used to generating much, much higher conditions than just this right here. We use max out environments, all that in the day, and our screens don't have any issues because we operate in fully lit environments. That's the field we specialize in. So this right here is nothing. This is easy for us. That's easy. That's nothing. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? This is the kind of stuff I'm going to be showing at the expo. Simple demonstrations like this. That even when you're in a dark environment, that the gray screen and white screen don't function. And they're not ambient light rejection technology. Just this little bit of light right here can wash that screen out easily. So if I put red on and I pass this light over the screen, our screen remains the same red. The other ones will wash out. The only way you get a somewhat decent image, you have to be in the dark, and that's on a standalone when you think you're seeing, picking up something, but next to our technology, you're picking up nothing. That's the best you're going to get. And if you have to go out and fix the problem by spending money for a more expensive projector with a higher contrast, you have already lost the battle. See? Now imagine if I turn my lights on in this garage and see what happens to that screen. Just because you have 4,000, 5,000 lumens of light on your projector and you think that the image is going to carry over, that 4,000 lumens is going to protect it from everything in the environment, make contact to your screen, and you're going to pick up that image, it's never going to happen. Your screen plays a very vital part on how your projector functions. Just a little bit of light hits that screen, and that's it. That's why when we tell you that our technology is tested and more superior than all, We're not joking around with that. Any other test we do, can take any certified screen, do the same thing, it'll have the same reaction. If it can't read the Infinity 1, it's going to have serious problems. Whether your lights are on or off, it's just not going to work. Yellow screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
See, can't read it. Now let's put a little light to that. See how our screen color doesn't change? See how it remains the same? Sky blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now we get some people out there who get offended by this a lot. Let me explain something to you. I'm on forum sites. I've seen so many different versions of gray screens, it is not even funny. I've seen certified. I've seen maybe about 20 or 30 different people who actually make their own gray screen paint products. I've seen about everybody on has gray screens, just them out. And I see these demonstrations of people taking these gray screens and they're dropping them over these white screens and say, look, this is the improvement you're getting. This is the best thing to buy. And it's not, because they can't read the Infinity 1. So I got some people that take it too far. It's not about you. It's about everybody who does it. So we'll go over here and we'll show you the light blue.
People are looking for a simple way.
Let's go over here and get this instead. There we go. Now, see how our color screen doesn't operate. You can see it's not picking up blue. Even with the light passing across our screen, doesn't change. So it shows you at the end of the day that our technology has real ambient light rejection, of course, because we do more demonstrations in fully lit environments than anybody else. So, yeah. Now, when we get Old Faithful out of storage, and we're sticker in here, we'll show you not even 1,000 lumens to register. 50 lumens won't even register in the dark on a gray and white screen. We got that over there. I'll set that up today. Put it in the dark, put it against the screen, it won't even read. Can't get 4,000 to read, nothing else is going to read. If we jump into the 7,000 lumen projector, it's not going to read. The 52s won't read. Let's get some beautiful colors in here. Close it right there. Get all these colors in there. Let's turn my flashlight off. Here we go. So you see that ashy gray right there in the top? It's supposed to be green. It can't read it. Black background, beta fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
I use my freaking phone to find the freaking pause button. Again, I don't know how people operate and stuff. Ugh, gotta carry a little flashlight so you can see what you're doing. There you go. That's the perfect shot right there. All right, take the phone away so you can't see it. As you can see, 4,000 lumens right on top of the screen, completely dark environment. We're seeing the beta fish in the middle of our screen, has all its colors attached to it. It's picking up the white levels perfectly, because again, without it, our screen wouldn't read. And as you can see, the background is a 100% black infinity level. Can't be picked up on the gray or white screen. Let's add a little light to this and see what happens. If you notice, the screen washes out even more on the gray and white screen. It means they're not ambient light rejection technology at all. Not even with this little bit of light right here, they're not ambient light rejection. If they can't function on this little light right here from my cell phone, imagine the normal light that you have in your environment from your home. This is the reason why you watch a lot of these demonstrations with these particular screens in very dark environments, because their colors wash out extremely fast, or some kind of controlled environment where they can give off the illusion that the environment's well lit, when actually the environment is basically still dark. So if you can't register on this little bit of light right here, you can't register on the light I got over top. Colors are washed out here, colors are washed out here. Our colors on our screen are basically nice and beautiful, and as you can see, Infinity Black level is solid black. That's it. That's pretty much it. You know, because I see, and like I said, I see these demonstrations all the time where people will make these statements in these really poorly lit environments, and they'll go, hey, look, See, I'm seeing the contrast of it. On a standalone screen, it looks that way. When you don't have something next to it to compare it to, this is where we're going to have problems of basically you're a bit delusional. These people become delusional, where they think at the end of the day, they're really seeing these contrasts, really seeing color, and you're not seeing anything at all, period. I'm talking people who sell this product. People who have these products, which I have right now on the site, really believe that they're seeing color and contrast. You're not seeing anything at all. And it's right there. The proof is right there. This is a live stream. There's no way to cheat anything in a live stream. It's right there. You're seeing it. You don't read. You don't pick up in any way whatsoever. So when I take this flashlight and I hit that screen, that contrast should not fade out. Color should still maintain. This should look the exact same way as if I pull it up on my cell phone, the exact same way. So if you can't read with this little flashlight on my phone, you can't read with the overheads. Rest my case? Yeah, rest my case. Those are my overheads on right now. Those are commercial garage lights. They push in a ton of light. They do. And the surface being white basically generates that light even higher. So if you can't read with that cell phone on and that dark environment, that little bit of light hitting, you can't read with the overheads. And if that's the case, then that means at the end of the day, you do not have anything like projection technology. You don't possess it in any way whatsoever. And which is very important, as you can see, which is needed, but we use FLE technology, which is a little bit more advanced. You can't see your colors, which is very important. Can't pick up anything. So this is how we know these things, because we do a lot of testing on screens. So if I do that test demonstration where I have it in a dark environment and I take a simple cell phone light and I hit your screen and your screen doesn't register, that lets me know at the end of the day, you don't have ambient light projection technology, you can't read Infinity 1 contrast level, you don't pick up proper color, and if you don't work on this projector, you're definitely not going to work on ultra short throw. It's a 4,000 lumen projector. Won't read at all. We'll do a lights out demonstration on our 3,000 lumen, which is most projectors are 3,000 lumens with ultra short throw, and you won't read on that either. And this is why gray and white screens are horrible for commercial. They're horrible for ultra short throws. They're horrible for pico projectors. They're horrible for venue projectors. They don't work outside. They don't work inside. We can't use them for the ceiling. We don't use them for the floor. They do not work. Projector mapping application won't work on it. You want to do an infinity ceiling? Forget it. Put this in your dedicated theater room, you're ruining it. See, when I come on camera, everything I say, I back it up. Not only do I back it up, I show you the demonstrations. It is what it is. You got a white screen, you got a gray screen, even gunmetal. Gunmetal is much better than these two screens. Yeah, of course, it's much better. But still, it can't read an Infinity 1 contrast. You have to have an Infinity 1 contrast in order for your projector to work properly. I'll be doing these demonstrations on site in front of crowds of people, so they can see it and understand it. I'm in multiple forum sites right now having these conversations, showing the same demonstration I'm showing here. I'll be showing over there. That you're not going to register on your screen if you don't have our technology. It's just simple and plain. I'm not forcing you to buy anything. It's up to you. It's your decision. I'm showing you why, and this is very important. When you're talking about having a good product, you have to show why it is the only one to buy. And we can show you. It won't read on the gray and white screen. New York City. Nighttime scenery. Let me find that same one.
Getting that from YouTube.
Should put jazz next to it. See the menu? Menu is supposed to be in black. Literally. Oh, wait. Before we do that one, let me show you real quick. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
There's our red screen. Remind you, we're just using the cell phone. Wait till I turn the overheads on. Just basic red. This is how red comes up on your white screen, white and gray screen. Go flashlight there. See that? Now what happens if I turn the overheads on? Let's see. Up on the U. Can't read. Too much light in the environment. It won't pick up. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is what I mean by options. My customers have options, which means if they want to have the lights on, they can. If they want to have lights on, they can. They can have it off. Doesn't make a difference. They can go outside with it. Doesn't make a difference. But when you're stuck in an environment where if you go here or there and your screen's going to have issues, this is not working. Basic blue, won't read. Let me move this up a little so I'm not tripping over my projector. Take our lights out. Just a little bit of an improvement, that's it. Take our cell phone and just hit it with a little bit of light. These are the kind of demonstrations you're seeing me doing. This is what you should be seeing when you watch projection setups. And like I said, I watched companies come over, and I'm talking about companies with a little flashlight, and they'll take it and go look all over the screen, like, look, see, it's ambient light projection. I'm like, no, the freaking ain't ambient light projection. Ambient light projection works on darker screens. Darker your screen, the better your ambient light projection technology works because it absorbs light. Reflecting light, never good. Absorbing, you have to absorb that light, and you have to be able to generate that light into more power. Like the FLE technology, when sunlight hits it, it doesn't fade out. It actually generates a higher level. Even in the dark, our technology generates high levels. For people saying, oh, it you have to be in a fully lit environment to work. No. You know when you're actually in this room right here, there's light. There's light literally all around us. Unless you're sitting in the middle of a black hole somewhere, then you don't have any light. Because you couldn't even project the light from your projector, wouldn't even work. Because the black hole absorbs all light. So, even in this environment, there is light in here. Light source right here too also. Projector also gives off a light source. So again, the higher you go up on your lumens on your projector, the faster your screen's going to fade. Because it's still a light source that's still hitting your screen. The problem is your screen can't absorb it. It's reflecting the light. Which what happens is when you take a screen, a white or gray screen, you stick it in a dedicated theater room, what happens to the light? It reflects to the ceiling, floors, walls, all over the place. Darker screens absorb all that light and basically have an image that comes right back at you. Our technology can't speak for everybody else, and you don't have all that white tracing all over the walls and floors, as we just explained to you in Mr. Mannequin, which is a mannequin we had sitting in the back. Not the whole mannequin, just the head, to show you how much light is bouncing off your screen and striking you in the face. So if you can't see contrast at 100%, you don't read color. That's how it works. Where they were trying to fool you and tell you that the brighter and lighter the screen, the better the color. No, because if it's any lighter, you just reach the white level. And if you're a white level, then guess what? You don't read jack at all. The whole purpose of basically of gray screens was to develop better contrast and color. Better contrast means better color, means better chance of basically surviving in well-lit environments without your screen washing out. It was never about white levels. Why would we be making a screen with higher white levels when the screen we were actually going against was actually white? Doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. Let's go to what is it? New York City nighttime dark screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's a good demonstration. I should have said jazz, because that thing had some nice jazz music attached to it. Oh, that's a... I think this might have been it.
After last month's massive solar flare added a 25th hour to the day, businesses are wondering what should we do with.
Yep, there you go. We didn't have the jazz, this says something else. Really? That's it on that demonstration? Really? Come back over here. Let me pause you right there somewhere. Oh, I need to do it, but no freaking, I can't stand it because I'm having a problem with it being the remote control. All right, we'll pause it right there. See? Supposed to maintain that contrast level. Screen's not supposed to turn gray. So if I run your test for your screen and I stick it in a dark environment, which is where your screen thrives the best, and if you're making false accusations that you're actually reading a contrast level, this is one of the tests we put your screens under. Which means that this simple flashlight, you should be able to maintain your contrast levels next to a screen that actually can read an infinity 1. That's one of the tests we put screens under. Put our own screens under the same test. So if you can read it, that means if you come up just as black as our screen comes up, that means you can read the infinity 1, which means you're not picking up the ashy gray. And that means I can do this. See? Knock over my stuff here, bird. Which means your screen should still maintain the black level. So even when you do demonstrations in the dark, you can't get around that at all, period. 8K desired nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
I should do seminars. I'm really thinking about doing that. Education seminars and infinity 1 contrast levels. Notice the menu comes up gray. It's supposed to be black. We're in the Fire Stick. Fire Sticks come up black in their menus. All right, here we go. Now, if you notice, her skin, background's ultra black. Her skin is black. Should be coming up black also too. As you can see, it's coming up gray. Let's take a little bit of light, see how much it changes it. See? Because they can't read it. So if anyone tells you that a gray screen or a white screen or even gunmetal is reading at 100% infinity black level, they have just lied to you because it doesn't read it. If you're washing out on this little bit of a cell phone light, imagine what happens if I turn the overheads on. Now, when I turn my lights on, there is no way in the world this environment's an ambient controlled. So if I wanted to use a screen, say someone turns their garage into a man cave. People do it all the time. And I want to use the screen in there to watch the game on. Watch my movies and sports, whatever I want to do. I just want to be in a fully lit environment. I want to have my door open, all that. And I don't want my screen to wash out or fade. Can I do it on a gray and white screen? No, you cannot. Would you do it on a gunmetal? You're talking about a $5,000 screen, $3,000, $5,000 screen. That's an extremely expensive piece of technology. But again, it doesn't read the infinity 1 contrast level. So that means that these screens are completely useless in my workshop, in my home. They're completely useless. I couldn't use this in any kind of showroom. For what? They won't work. Can't read it. And my projector cost me $300, not $3,000, $300. That's it. So do I need to have an expensive amount of contrast in order to get the screen to work? No. 3,000 to 1, that's all we're using. Got plenty of power. We got 4,000 whopping lumens of power making contact with the screen. Does that help it? Nope. If you watch my intro demonstration on the customer or customers that were using a 7,000 lumen projector for their church, it doesn't work. That's what I've been preaching for many, many years. You know, well, when we got into black technology, when I started with that, that's when I was preaching it. The gunmetal technology, D5K and D6K, I was preaching it. That the gray and white screens can't read. You know, later on, we started developing the black technology. Gunmetals don't read. So if you don't want to turn your living room, and I sit there and say, unless you want to turn your living room into a cave at the end of the day, then You want to turn to a cave, use that. Those are screens right there, white and gray. If you want to be able to use your screen in a fully lit environment and work it like a TV, an actual TV, doesn't have those problems and flaws, then you buy our technology. And on top of that, think how much money you're going to save. I'm $300 projector versus everybody else. Think about that, $300. Ultra short on the floor, $300 to $60. $60. I can put that thing to 150 inches with no problem. So if you can't see it here with the lights on, and you think if you turn the lights out and that's going to fix it, no, you can't even see with the lights on either. And if we take just a little bit of light from my cell phone, just a little bit, this is all. Your screen washes out that fast, that quick. It shows that it's not even ambient light rejection technology at all, period. Now, the reason why we got the 4,000 lumen big boy in here is because people think that if I go with higher lumens, I can fix the problem. I'm 4,000 lumens at 4 feet from a screen and I can't pick up. Blossom Rose Red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Or the ashy green I told you about, that's what you look for. See that ashy green? Right there. That tells the whole story that your projector screen can't read contrast and will not read color. See right there? And this one's completely gone. So when we see that faded green level, that faded blue, that tells us screen's having problems. Whoopsie. Let's pause that for a minute. We got to get some better tape, people. Let me put you guys in this direction. Got to pick up some better tape. We'll get some today. There we go. Put you back over there. Bring it back some, because I don't want to be accused of doing anything. I do everything by the book. I think I'm going to paint down my gray to a lighter surface, because that surface is a bit heavy. So I'll get a sheet of cardboard, paint it over some gray. There you go. This is a discussion we're having in the forum sites on whether the black technology FLE that we have here has the ability to be able to pick up bright colors. No problem. We can do it at which pictures we showed it, and they wanted everything in the dark. Of course, because they over there they do a lot of demonstrations in the dark. You know why? Screens can't pick up. That's why. That's why we see a lot of the demonstrations in these really dark environments and ambient light controlled environments because they can't pick up. So when we come in here and we're showing demonstrations in fully well-lit environment, screens next to lights and all that stuff, they're just asking tons of questions like, okay, so, because they're thinking that we have the same problems they have. They're using a fully lit environment, the screen watch stuff. We use other than fully lit environment, we don't have the issue. Screens pick up, colors pick up, all that stuff. Okay, the screen being so dark, can you read color? Can you read brighter levels? Can you read white levels? We show those demonstrations also too. So these are normal questions that we're used to seeing at the end of the day. It's a paint-on application. How easy it's to paint on? We show the demonstration of painting what we did to a cardboard box in the trash. See, that's why I tell you that. If you want to impact people at the end of the day, I've done motorized projection screens. I've done professional fixed frame screens. We've all that stuff. We did those demonstrations. But the bigger impact for people is the fact that you just take a piece of trash that's sitting outside, getting ready to be thrown out, and you turn it into a high professional projection screen that not only can show a difference between a white and gray screen, but can take out a high certified projection screen. That speaks volumes. And then on top of that, they're thinking that the projectors that we're using in the demonstration are expensive machines because they're all using expensive machines in there. So why wouldn't I be using an expensive machine? And then we show them the model numbers. They go, you've got to be kidding me. That thing's a freaking paperweight. Yeah, they are paperweights. They're old, outdated machines. Compared to the technology they're running in there right now, that's the impact. That's why I said if you're going to sell a product at the end of the day, number one, tons of testing is going to be required because anytime you walk into any one of those rooms, they're going to ask you questions and you can't pull the wool over their eyes. Not those people in there. They're gurus in there. They know what they're talking about. You got audio connoisseurs in there, all kinds of stuff in there. They know what they're talking about. So you can't do that stuff in there. You have to know what you're talking about when you come in here, and you have to be to back every little thing up that you say. And that's what we were doing in there. Dropping tons of pictures in there, and now it's come from the part of they're accepting the technology and they're asking tons of questions about it. That's the fantastic thing about it. And now we can educate them and teach them about the Infinity 1 contrast level and why the black screen is a more superior product to have for your home theater setup. It covers everything, and I mean everything. You don't have to have a special projector for your ultra short throw if you have a setup for that in your room. You don't have to have a special setup for your dedicated setup and then spend another additional to $10,000 to $20,000 to do your ceiling. You don't have to do any of that. You can go in there with a 5-gallon of that technology and you can coat everything from the inside to the outside, ultra short throw compatible. That's what I was showing you in the demonstration. You can paint your ceiling and your dedicated theater room and your screen at the same time. And heck, if you want to basically apply it to the floor, you can do it that way too. And also too, put in the hologram, tropical fish, or whatever you want at the end of the day. It does everything. That's what the Alpha CINEMAX, we designed it to do. It does everything. That's why we showed projector mapping. Anything we can show you, it's designed to do it. Even take it outside if you want. So imagine how much money you save. And in the process, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars for all these projectors to fix the problem when the screens can't produce. You can go to eBay and spend $500 and end up with a bunch of projectors. Why do you think I was doing a demonstration when you see me walk from one room to the next to the next? We got ultra short over here. We got projectors to the ceiling. We got projectors to the wall. We got projectors sitting in windows. Every area I walk through is an area where people have problems with projectors. I can walk in there with one screen paint and it does the job of many demonstrations. On top of that, projectors are cheap. I had $1,100 worth of projectors in that entire environment. See, that's what I'm talking about. But you got products that have special projectors for special ultra short throws, special paints for ultra short throws. It's too expensive, it's too much. And in the end, to spend all that money and end up with nothing. So, you're wasting your money. And like I said, I'm not twisting anybody's arm at the end of the day. I'm showing you why. And it's showing you why our products are better than everyone else's. It's up to you. If you want to go somewhere and buy that, hey, go ahead and buy it. I'm not telling you you don't have to. You can go and buy it. I'm telling you what's going to happen when you do buy it and what you're actually going to get. This is why when I explain to people that when they say that, well, if your setup was working so well, Why would you contact us? Oh, because contrast levels don't work. Colors don't work. You're stuck in dark environments. Any little bit of light makes contact with your screen isn't even there anymore. If you go need a certifies, they're extremely expensive. Can't do 4 or 5 screens at $5,000 a piece, even at $3,000 a piece. How much money that is? And none of one of those screens are going outside. A little bit of light. You get what you pay for. That's what it comes down to. Fortunately, some people pay a lot. They pay a whole lot. $5,000 for a screen, that's a lot of money. Even $3,000 is a lot of money. Even $1,500 is a lot of money. $800 is still a lot of money. But that screen's going to show something that it can do something that no other screen can do.
When it comes to chocolate, go big.
Oh, wait, this is real quick. Let's go with Coca-Cola OLED.
Getting that from YouTube.
We're about to see if these two antiperspirants can stand up to the heat. That's it.
Right there. So I've got the flashlight to my back so you can't see at the screen. See where the red level is gone on the gray screen? It's supposed to be showing a solid black level behind the back of it. That's also gone. Same thing here on the white screen. Red's gone. Can't show the black. Now we just take this little bit of light that I have from my cell phone. That's basically about it. This is how we know. So if a screen is claiming to pull an insane amount of contrast, one of the tests that we do is we put it against our black technology, which is a comparison to theirs, and we hit it with a flashlight. Just a basic flashlight like this, one of the tests. So if we already see from the door that you're still not picking up that contrast level. But if it's just a little bit of light touches the screen, it actually alters even worse. So if you're having a problem with this, we know the overheads are going to plague the daylights out of the screen. So that means that every day, normal lighting is going to disrupt your screen. That's why when I tell you that when we go to purchase products, they know what kind of testing we do. Our testing is no joke. Until we put our stuff to some real rigorous, brutal testing, we don't play around when it comes to our technology. If you were happen to get a hold of your product and we bring it down here, this is what it's going to go through. That's not the worst of it. What you see when we drop them at 50 to 1,000 lumens and we do these demonstrations, it's far even worse because the screens literally have to work twice as hard in order to be able to generate that power to push back. This is 4,000 lumens. We're literally right on top of the screen and we can't get a white and gray to register. So it eliminates the fact that when I talk in these forum sites and say, well, I'll just go buy a projector with it. And I hear them, I'll buy a projector with the higher lumen count. And I'll think, no, you won't. I'll buy more contrast. No, you won't. I'll get something with tremendous amount of color, laser, well, I don't get quad laser, triple laser, whatever. It ain't gonna work. It can't read. And when you're in a dark environment and you think that you're on a standalone, nothing there to compare it to, and you really think you're seeing color and all that, you're not picking up anything at all, period. Does the screen come out so dark you can't watch it? Well, if that's the case, we wouldn't be seeing any of this. My customers wouldn't see anything. On site, they wouldn't have seen anything. Nothing at all, period. I had people walking back and forth across the screen. I was right in the middle of the hallway when I was doing the demonstration. There were people passing by. That's why you kept seeing me taking the camera pointed down, because I didn't have their consent. If that screen was so dark they couldn't see it, you don't think somebody would have stopped and said, I can't even see the screen. Right? I can't because they're already skeptical about it already because it was black. They have all white screens in there, and I'm bringing in a black screen. So they're skeptical it's not going to work. I was asked 100,000 questions while I was in there. Well, does it pick up? Can you see it? Can you read and all that? I said, yeah, it does. I had to pull my cell phone out and I'm showing and everything. I said, all right, I can't wait to see this in real life. And there it was. You could hear on the video and people walking by, oh, that looks amazing. That looks incredible. If that was the case, they wouldn't have saw the screen. I have to be on site on 40 different locations. That product doesn't lift, no one's going to see it. So I wouldn't be crazy enough to go out on 40 locations and display a technology that doesn't work. That's madness. Let's go to these white levels real quick. Or before I do the white levels, I want to do, matter of fact, let's do it right now. What do we got here for time? No, we don't have enough. Because I don't want to make the videos too long. I don't want you in here like you're reading through a freaking War and Peace. You read the novel. I never read it, but this is the book Smash Up. So I don't want you going through that. I'm trying to keep the videos short and sweet so I can give you a ton of information. But so you're not sitting there with a cup of coffee and a slice of pie trying to read through an entire dictionary. So I'm not trying to make it so it's complicated, but short and sweet. It's the best way we can do it. Because now, what I see in the forum site, I see a lot of people in really, really dark environments. I say, you know what? Let's go into their world and show them what it's all about. We can do ambient rejection all day long. A lot of people don't relate to ambient rejection because, again, that's your commercial and all that, and you can. But most people are going to be in these dark environments because they think that's the best way they're going to pick up their images. And we're going to show you when we enter your world, it won't work. All right. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back on. We're going to do some demonstrations on some white levels versus the black technology. What's the whitest surface we can get is white. So that's what we're going to do next. Hope you enjoyed. Gotta go. I'll be back and God bless.